broad wings to catch air thermal, conserve energy. And so as she's flying out, you're going to be able to see those long, broad wings, and maybe even get to see her glide for a little bit. Now, this behavior is really important to them, so much so that they'll actually take a longer route. They'll fly around the Mediterranean Sea in order to use those air thermals, because air thermals tend not to form over open water. Another feature you can notice as she flies around here is those long legs she has, and that's very characteristic of wading birds. It allows them to walk into water without disturbing the mud and silt and to capture a whole range of prey. So she would eat insects, fish, amphibians, reptiles, small mammals, small birds, really anything she can get her beak onto. And for this reason, she's called an opportunistic hunter. And that just means that she sort of changes up her hunting techniques and what type of prey she's willing to eat, just based on what type of food is available. Now, I mentioned earlier that these birds do make a really long flight. The flight actually takes about 9 months to go all the way to Africa and back to Europe again. And for this reason, the story became that storks would bring babies because it's about the same length as a human pregnancy. So for our next little section here, I'm going to need some volunteers. So if anyone had white volunteer cards given to them as they were coming in, if you could just come down to the front and you'll be let into the field here. All right. Welcome, volunteers. So today you're going to be running a bit of a race for us. But before I introduce your competitors, I'm going to ask you, do you see that stone wall down there? We're going to have a little practice run. So if you can all maybe line up, and I'll count you in. On your marks, get set, go. Nicely done. We have some pretty fast volunteers. Let's give them a little round of applause here. Good job, volunteers. All right, now I'm going to introduce your competitors. If you look down to the wall here, we're going to head flying out over the field. We have Donovan and Dyson, our black turkey vultures. Now you can see that they're pretty fast in the sky, but during the race, they're going to show you that they're also pretty comfortable on the ground. And that's because, unlike a lot of other raptors that have a cup-shaped foot, these birds actually have a flat foot. And that's because they are scavengers, and most of their food is already dead and on the ground. And so they have to be pretty comfortable walking. All right, now to set up the rules of the race, human volunteers, if you could look at me. Does everyone see this T-perch right here? If you can give me a big thumbs up. All right, perfect. So this is going to be your finish line. And whichever team, either the humans or the vultures, puts your hand on this first, or wing, I guess, is going to be our winner. We're also going to draw an imaginary line right down this field, and all of our human races are going to stay on this side, and our vulture races are going to stay on this side. And our last rule is very important. We're going to ask you to run very, very fast, but if you do trip and fall, try to get up fast so these vultures don't think that you're roadkill. Don't worry, they're all safe. All right, audience, I also have a job for you. After I say go, I want you to cheer both of our teams on as loud as you can. Is everyone ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Here they come! We have some fast volunteers today. Wow, nicely done. Our humans definitely won. Nice job, guys. You can all head back to your friends and family and tell them that you're faster than a black vulture. So we like to run this race just to show that vultures are actually pretty nice birds. In movies, they often get this reputation of being creepy or evil, but we really don't think they deserve this reputation. not only do they have big personalities, as you saw, they also clean up our environment by eating dead things, and their strong stomach acid stops the spread of a lot of diseases. In areas of the world where vulture populations are on decline, there's actually a notable increase in diseases spreading from animals to humans. But luckily here in Ontario, we have a very healthy population of turkey vultures. And so you'll sometimes see them circling up in the sky. And whenever I see one, I like to just send out a little thank you for keeping us all safe. Now our next guest is another raptor that's very comfortable on the ground. We're going to be bringing out Johnny, the striated caracara. Now this is one of the rarest I'm stuck on vultures. This is one of the rarest raptor species in the world, and also the southernmost raptor. And he's native to the Falkland Islands, which can be found right at the tip of South America. Now the Falkland Islands have no native trees, so Johnny's very comfortable walking on the ground, but he is certainly capable of flying, as he's going to maybe show for us in a second. He's going to hop up on this post, show us his wing power. And these birds also have developed a really keen sense of curiosity. So they'll tip over things like flower pots and rocks to see what's underneath and get a nice easy snack. They've also figured out a couple other interesting hunting techniques. For example, they'll follow animals into a burrow to get a nice easy snack. And they're one of the raptor species that has learned to hunt in a group. And together, they've been able to take down pretty large prey. For a while, they're even hunting lambs that were farmed on Falkland Islands. And for this reason, they came into conflict with the sheep farmers. But today, they're a protected species, and their population is thriving again. So our next bird coming out is a pretty special one. We have a lot of really cool birds for you to see along the walkway, but this is the only time you're going to see this bird is right here in this show. And this is Bobby, our peregrine falcon. Now, a peregrine falcon is actually the fastest animal in the world. A lot of people attribute that to the cheetah. The cheetah is the fastest on the ground, but Bobby here is the fastest in the sky. And so as he flies around, he's probably going to be going over the stands a bit. So if everyone can sit down, that would be great. And so as he flies around, he's doing a process called weighing on. And that's just where he goes all around, up and down. He's sort of testing out the weather conditions and trying to confuse his prey. And this is actually really effective. It sometimes even confuses us, and for that reason, we've attached some bells to his ankles, which you're going to hear as he goes around, and that's just so we can keep a better eye on him. Now these birds, one of the way they catch their prey is by going up and coming down into a dive called a stoop, and that's when he gains his fast speed. So you'll see him here. Nicely done, Bobby. Let's give him a round of applause. So they catch their prey in one of two ways. They either grab it with their feet, as you saw there, or if they're going too fast, they'll actually ball up their feet and punch their prey out of the air. And that just, because they're able to fly so fast, that will either stun or kill their prey and give them time to come back around, land on the ground, and have a nice snack. So by coming here today, your admission price was actually helping fund a lot of conservation programs we have at African Lion Safari. And the one that's really special to us here at the Birds of Prey Conservation Center is the Eastern Logger-headed shrike. And this is a very endangered predatory songbird in Ontario. And with our other partners, we've managed to release over 1,000 birds back into the wild. So we just want to give a big thank you for helping support us. Thanks. So we're going to be bringing up some of our birds to the front so you can take some photos and ask questions if you want. Otherwise, have a great time with the rest of your time on safari. And in about 10 minutes, there's going to be a Wild Wonders show just down the path. Have a great day, everyone.
but there's a lot of people. Sorry, Zaria. Pause right there until I get there. Zaria.